any other skills I want to talk about. Let me just say what skills that were very important to me in this game. Gotta talk about keen sight. Keen sight reduces escape chance of prisoners by 50%. Now it says scout. Let me see. No, no, okay. So for this second, it's a second effect. That has to be on the party leader. So that means if you want this for your party so that you can carry prisoners around in your party forever, you need it on you, which means you have to be the scout. Now, and I pair this with mounted patrols. Mounted patrols, this is really easy to get. Getting this much riding, that's super easy. You just shoot stuff from horseback. It procs tons of riding skill. This is easy to get. This is the same thing. Party leader, prisoners in your party are 50% less likely to escape. And they stack in such a way that it makes it 0%. They never get out. That's how I have like hundreds of prisoners with me. Now, a little caveat to that is when you have vassals, eventually they'll try to make peace, and it's either you don't have the influence to stop it, or it's just not worth it to stop it. Like, I would rather make a clan or two than spend all that influence just to keep a war going. Usually. I have blocked it a few times. It was, in my opinion, important to just finish off the Khuzaits and important to just finish off the Ersari because they're very dangerous, and making peace with them and letting them rebuild their army is just it was worth spending the influence to keep the war going to just finish them off. Everyone else, nope, they can come and go, that's fine. They can put their whole armies back together, easy peasy, no big deal. Khuzait and Ersari, no, you want to step on them and never back off of them until you're done with them. They're very strong. Anyways, yeah, these are an all-star perk combo, and I've been a big fan of this ever since they revamped some of the perks. I forget which one came first. I think it might have been the scouting was the second one. As soon as they added it, I'm like, oh, is that going to work the way I think it works? And it does. So that's really good. I really like that. This is good too. Uncanny Insight. This is like your max scouting perk. But in this game it wasn't quite as good because I did end up using bulky armies a lot of the time after like the first half of the game. So because this is a percentage of your speed, it's just, it's really good if you have a smaller fast party and you're just intercepting big armies, then it's really good. But if you are the big bulky army, it's just okay. You still have some more speed, but it's not as powerful as if, this much percent of a really high speed. But of course, you could always just break up your army and become a faster party when you wanted to. So it is good. Let's see what else. Of course, Beast Whisperer gets you free horses. I got one pure blood. I got one extra Kamshi, I got a lot of weird exotic war horses. There's a lot of war horses they're in the game files, but they're not actually used in the game anymore. But this perk will still give them to you. You can ride them around if you want. A lot of them are just slightly worse versions or differently named versions of the other special horses in the game. Um, and like there's a few where I think there's one that has like really low HP. I think, but you can always use them for upgrades too. It's cool. I tend to lock them all and put them all in the storage. So I have like a little collection. That's a fun perk. Let's see our leadership perks. Leadership perks. These are the ones I always want to get. Well, some games I just never get the leadership high enough. This time I did it though. Um, they're both good. One thing though, having max capacity, like you have various perks that all give you plus party sizes. One gives you a lot of plus party size to all of your clan parties. Leader of the Masses does. Let's not Leader of the Masses. Where is it? Here it is. This one's really good. However, since in this game I'm not retaining very many towns, I'm using them to make clans whenever I can, whenever it's convenient. this wasn't as needed, but it's still better in this one because I don't wait in town, so I don't. The plus security that doesn't matter to me. I'm not interested in getting a bunch of Britannian prisoners, so that part's not interesting to me. So I take it anyways. It's still good, but what actually maintaining like your full size of all your clan parties to make use of this extra capacity, it almost never happened. Like I did it like once. I actually filled them up to the brim and set out, and it was useful. It was useful for having more stuff to put into garrisons for a few times, but then it's just very cumbersome and time consuming to keep doing it. But I guess the point is you load up like that and then you don't have to. You can go do like 10 sieges and have, troops to put in every garrison, and you still have plenty left. You can do that. So it is useful, but it's not useful in the way that like, oh, I'm gonna have a maximum sized army all the time and just be, because it's like, well, no, that's a lot of effort to do that. It's better just to use like 300 good troops, and you can beat any army like that anyways. And anything else is just extra you throw in garrisons, which is good. Let's see. So yeah, good perks, but not as overtly powerful as they look on paper. At least for me. I'm sure there are people who would say, oh no, I do make a maximum sized army and I do use it to beat the enemy and it is important. But I'd be like, well, I mean, I guess so. What else? What else is important here? This is the best perk in the game. This is the most important perk. The preventative medicine. Preventative medicine is the best perk in the game. Not because it gives you 5 HP, but because it heals 30% of your lost health points after each battle, including ones that you lost in a previous battle. So basically, you win a battle, you get 30% of your missing health back. This means you get knocked out in a battle and you win it with your troops, you're healed enough to fight another battle. So you can just keep fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. That's why this is good. This one's good too. You get 10 HP after every offensive battle. It's good too. I didn't get there this game though. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. It's good, but this is the one you need. Like this is enough actually for that effect. This alone is enough. There are a couple caveats that are weird that you should know though. One, if you fight the village militia, like when you force recruit troops, which I do very early in the game when I'm a mercenary at clan rank 1, I go around, force recruit all the Crusades, take all their noble troops for free. It's really good. But if you get knocked out during that fight or you take damage, whatever, it will not heal you when you win that fight. For some reason, it's just they didn't code it yet. I'm sure, I mean, it's a battle, so I'm sure it's intended that you would be healed. You just don't, though. They didn't do it. It used to be like that for a variety of other battles, too, including like hideouts. It used to not work. Now it does. The other thing, if the siege battle goes to a keep battle, like if you don't finish the whole thing in one shot, they retreat to the keep, it won't proc this. So if you get knocked out during the siege battle, then your troops win, but there's going to be a keep battle. You have to send the troops because this will not proc and you will not get the health to be able to go into the keep battle. Oh, I'm sure you're really disappointed about that because keep battles are so fun and interesting and exciting. No, I send troops almost every time anyways. The only time I haven't was one time they they had like 90 troops in the keep, like that many routed. So I was just curious. I'm like, it's not really going to give them 9. We're not going to have like 10 waves of troops to fight, are we? I better go in and see what happens. And no, it just does the normal thing. They get like I think they got 27 troops that spawned in, not all at once. And you get like 2 waves or something. Yeah, it was nothing to it. Okay, I think that's all I wanted to talk about with perks for this game. Charm is great, not because of its effect. Like I don't really care about getting extra influence or not influence, extra charm or extra relation. That's what it is. I don't care about getting extra relation whenever I get relation. I could just do something else to get more relation if I wanted more relation. That if part of the effect, that doesn't matter. But all these little things are good. This one's actually not that good. You could probably take it or leave it because the first kid you have, really easy, really easy to have it anyways. It's a little more easy, but it was easy anyways. After that, it gets really hard, and it's still really hard even with this perk. But you might as well get it. This one, I mean, I'm not gonna go around doing tournaments after the first hour of the game. I don't care about that, but if you want to do that, then it's good. I mean, it is influence. This is a way to get influence. Warlord, this one's really good. More influence from winning battles. Get relation with your faction. I mean, that's good. Again, I feel like relation doesn't matter that much, especially for me. I mean, I didn't even recruit a single clan. Like all the AI clans, they can jump in the ocean. They don't matter. They're just obstacles to me. And for the Wanderer clans that I make, you get a big bonus in relation when you make them. And then if you like give them a fief later, like if you can easily keep them at 100 relation. You get so much when you promote them into a clan that you don't have to really worry about that unless you execute people. I've seen people have that problem where they make a bunch of clans from wanderers and then they start executing people and their wanderers hate them. And it's like, yeah, everybody hates you if you start executing people. It doesn't matter if they're a wanderer or not. Okay, what else? What else here? Firebrand. Okay, less influence to initiate kingdom decisions. I can't remember. I think I got this too early to like try and double check if this counts if you're the ruler of the faction or not. I think it does though. I think it does. I think I did notice that like making War and Peace was only 50 influence rather early in the game, and usually it's 100. So I think it does work if you're the ruler. But this second part, increased recruitment from rural notables, that's really good. That includes all of the ones that are going to have noble troops. And this, the plus one, what it means is it just gives you another slot. So even if you have no relation with them, you can recruit a slot worth of their troops. Even if you're at war with them and normally you wouldn't be able to recruit any, now you can recruit one slot of their troops. It's really good, and it stacks with other stuff too, like where is it? Is it this one? Yeah, increase recruit level. This one's worded differently, but it does the same thing. It gives you one more slot from wait, is it this one? Maybe I'm thinking of the other one. Um was doing so good and not saying dumb stuff. Let's see, where is it? No, maybe it is this one. Increase recruit level of units of the same culture with you from. Yes, it is this one. It's just worded very weirdly. It just gives you another slot. So if I go to Botanian towns, I can get 2 slots without any relations, even if we're at war. Just scoop them up, get those fiends. They didn't do it that much in this game because I had so much stuff by the time I got to that part of the map. But it's a good. This perk is good. The rural firebrand is really good. What's tripping me up is there's another perk in here somewhere that does a different thing where it's like the actual level of the troops when you recruit them or they get 200 exp. I forget which one it is. There's a different effect that's worded weird like that I'm thinking, I'm like, wait, is it that one or that one? No. Let's see what else. Roguery, we just got this incidentally from selling prisoners. In this game, there was no time to do prison breaks, that's the way if you want to get like high roguery, that's what you do. Didn't do it this game, never gonna do it. There's no point in investing in it. We get some incidentally, it's fine. Um, this is kind of good, or at least in theory. I don't know. I've never really checked out like, um, are they really? Do I notice that the villages recover faster? But that's fine. It says they do. That's good that they do. You get +1 troop when you force volunteers. I do that a lot, so that's kind of good. That probably added up to you know 50, 100 extra troops. Who knows? That's good. And of course, all this stuff, all this stuff here. You can be a captain now, so I'm always the captain of Group 4. I have cons cards. I give them all my perks. That's really good. We all know writing and bow are good, though. I don't have to talk about that much. Let's see. Do I want to even talk about every? I guess this is more just talking about my character I made and what I think. Stewart, you might notice this low amount of Stewart here. I did this very late in the game. I had a bunch of extra FP I didn't know what to spend it on. And I wanted my brother to be the governor for a while just because we took a Britannian town and it had very low loyalty. It was like at risk of rebelling. So I'm like, I'll just stick him in there. He'll build it right back up. But he was my quartermaster. So I figured, you know what? I'll just pump him in there. I'll be the quartermaster for a while. And this is what happened. Nothing wrong with it. It's just extra. This is just extra too. I very often talk about how you can kill people with the long glaive with 0 skill, and of course it won't stay at 0 skill or go up to 18 and get hard capped. That's with 2 vigor and 0 skill, and that's fine. You can kill elite cataphracts with 1 hit. You ride up with your horse and whack them. You can kill the lords. I mean, you probably won't kill them; they're getting knocked out because something's up with that. I saw hardly any people die in live combat this whole game. I saw a fair amount die incidentally from auto calc battle, but not in live combat. I think it maybe happened once. Um. Anyways, but once I run out of other important things to do, I'll do it anyways. There's a few good ones. Let's see. Infantry troops. Now, since this is infantry and not foot troops, I'm guessing that's not going to work for things like cons guards that are dismounted in the siege. So, but it's a nice idea if ever I were leading them. This one, yeah, it's okay. I felt like there was one that was a straight improvement. Maybe not though. Maybe I'm confused. Maybe it's the 225 one. Okay, yeah, we didn't get that one yet, but the 200 one here is pretty good if you get it. And just you get 5 hit points for all your troops. Maybe some of them don't die that way. Don't care about recruiting infantry troops. That's the thing. Like these ones that like give you minus reduction for recruiting stuff, they're so late that it's like that's a very minor concern. Even if it was like you get 50% off cons guards. You can't recruit cons guards usually, but you know what I mean. Something really good. If it's that late, it's like you've probably taken care of that by the time you get that. It's probably not very interesting anymore. It might be good here though, like oh yeah, pole arm units, blah blah blah, are discounted. That might I don't get to make the perk, so if I did, I would do over everything. We could do a lot better than what we've got. But okay, this is a low priority too. These are all fine perks. If you get it higher, there's a lot of good stuff there. It's just I don't get off the horse. I don't get off the horse, so it's not going to happen for me. But when we have extra, we'll go ahead and put them in there. Don't do smithing. I threw something at some point. That's probably just in an arena or something. What else? Yeah, so I think, in next game I'll definitely do an intelligence character, do social intelligence, or do put cunning at 3, so you have just enough to get keen sight eventually. Keep these about the same, but do, try to get 7 intelligence, 7 charm, and then choose one to pump up more. Um, these are all good. These are both good. This, I can take it or leave it. The actual effective tactics, I almost never use it because even when it's really high, it can still just kill one of your best troops for no reason. Or if you just do the battle, it's not going to happen. It is nice though. Once in a while, there'll be very, very small parties and it'll just auto calc, get rid of them. It has some goodies in it. Like this one, for some reason, it's for engineer. So if I am the engineer and I get this, it stacks. It's good. One thing about being the engineer, though, is you can't take advantage of the building projects in a town ever. Now, granted, I think I only did that like once, like when I first took a town. When I first took a town, or maybe a few times in the early part of the game when I was just getting the towns in the Crusade area set up. I think I did put my engineer in there to just get the orchards finished before anything happens. We did that a little bit, so it's not a huge concern, but it is worth pointing out that you can't do that when you're the player. So even though you can cover all three of these roles, you can't build stuff in the town. So something to consider. All right, let's get back to enjoying our post game.